Hey everybody, Jake here from Bearded Gear, and I have a very late night unboxing. In fact, it's technically early morning. It's just after midnight, and I've had a long, busy day. This knife got delivered earlier, but it was right before I went to pick up dinner, and then I ate dinner, and then jumped right into doing a podcast, which went for over 4 hours. So it's been a long one. And anyway, now it's the end of my day. I need to do a little bit of editing, but this got delivered today, and I can't not open it. I'm not gonna wait until tomorrow just to film. So we're busting into this together. This is a Vero Impulse Mini, and I have been pretty open about my love for the new Vero Axon, which I guess I might as well open it with that. I love the Axon. This is a phenomenal knife. I have been adoring it. My full review on this is coming very soon, and in the meantime, I really wanted to get an Impulse Mini because I've reviewed the full-size Impulse before, the regular Impulse, if you will. I've also reviewed the Synapse, and this is kind of the next in the line for me to review, and this is my favorite by far, so far. And I was talking to Kevin, Lefty EDC. I say that in every video, but I'm always talking to Kevin and Kyle. Anyways, Kevin was just watching my video of the Impulse review, and I said in it, I think at the time that I reviewed it, these were just being pre-ordered, or they were at least had been announced or something. And I think from what he told me in that Impulse review, and I even watched it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said I would rather have the full-size Impulse than the Mini. I'm eating my words now because I haven't picked up a full-size Impulse. I liked the full-size Impulse. I've had chances to buy some on the secondary, but haven't. I was waiting for the Axon, and now I have the Axon, and I love it. And then a lot of people, since this came out, have just been kind of talking about it as the Goldilocks model from Vero, that it's the right size. I believe it's almost exactly the same size as the Axon, which I'm finding is a great size for me. And I'm pretty sure the Synapse was a little smaller than I wanted. The Impulse was pretty comfortably big, but it was big. And I think this will probably just be the right size. Plus, a lot of people keep saying that the action on these is somehow even better than the full-size Impulse, which I find kind of crazy because part of what was fun about the Impulse was how hefty that blade felt, to use the flipper. Anyway, I really wanted one of these. I was able to get one. So it's time to open it up and check it out, and I'm very excited to do so. So let's bust into here. Nice and easy. All right. Perfect. All right. In typical Vero fashion, it's in this Ziploc baggie with all the goodies inside of it. Take a look in here. All right. So we have the knife in the pouch with the Impulse Mini patch, which is an awesome touch. I love that the pouches get a specific patch to the knife that's in there. And we've got a Vero patch right here. That is sweet. We have, ooh, this is a different style patch. That's cool. Is this glow in the dark or something? I don't know what's going on here. This is I don't know, totally different kind of patch. This one's the rubbery, I don't know what you call it. And this one's plasticky. Wild. I did not know these were a thing. Thank you, Joseph. Got some Vero stickers. I got to start putting these on things. I'm starting to have quite a few of them. And then some of these little candies in typical Vero fashion as well. All right. Now let's see what we came here to see. The knife itself. Now that we're over 4.5 minutes in. And I made all you suckers wait. All right, knife is wrapped up in here. Make you wait one more second. Check the ownership card. All right, Impulse Mini, first run, Joseph Vero designer, steel is M390. Finish on this one is hand satin. Handle is raw, hardware is raw. So pretty simple, but hand satin. All right, typical Vero cloth here. Ooh. Already I'm liking the size. I feel good about that. Such a gorgeous looking profile on this knife too. We are dead centered. Everything looks great to me. Typical Vero fashion. You'll see the branding is right there. It says Vero on the spine. I love that. This one is knife number 129. Nice, nice, nice. I believe this was a run of 300 knives. I think. I'm almost certain. Something like that. I could be wrong. It's late. So, let's see how it flips. Oh, I'm holding on the lock bar like a weirdo. Ooh, yes. It flips. Okay. Yeah, I like this size a lot. Let me hold it up next to the Axon. Let's see. Size comparison here. That is pretty dead even in terms of overall length, blade length, all of it. Obviously a very different blade profile. This one's a liner lock, this one's a frame lock, but this also feels like this way slimmer than I remember the Impulse feeling, but it's also been a while since I've handled the Impulse. Ooh, yeah. Yes. So one thing that I learned when I was reviewing the Impulse and the Synapse, the loaner ones that I had, this flipper tab bothered me at first. If you watch those videos, you'll see. If you pull straight down, like down into the knife like you would on a typical flipper, you land kind of in this crevice back here. What you're supposed to do is pull back and away from the knife, like this way. So my finger isn't landing into the knife, it's coming back and off, and that gives you the best flip. Oh man, this looks good. That hand satin is gorgeous. One thing on the podcast I just did, I was talking to my buddy Jason, who's a moderator in the Vero group and is a good friend. The finishing on this blade is really cool. He was showing me on his. So the hand satin, it goes this way, right? Horizontally from where you're looking at it right now. But on the tip, this grind is like a vertical belt satin, and then the swedge is also like a vertical belt satin, but they're on slightly different angles. So you get this really cool effect that all of these kind of different bevels have different finishes on them. I think it looks sweet. This action also. That is good. That is a good action. Let's see how a middle finger flicks. It sure does. Yeah, this is epic. Just like on the Axon, the clip does look a little tight to the body. It's about the same. So that may be a thing on here as well. We'll see how it pockets. Maybe with it being smooth and titanium, it'll go a little better than the micarta, but there's just not a ton of gap between clip and scale here, and this does still sit a little proud. It's one of those things I'm just learning I have to become okay with on Veros, because that's the way that his clips are, and I love the knives in just about every other way, so I'm just forgiving it. Man, this is sweet. Yeah, I was so stoked for this, and it's what it was in my mind now that it's here, so that's good. Yeah, this thing is gorgeous. I love it. One thing that I like too, sorry to all the lefties out there, is that this one doesn't have the V-spot on the show side, like how the Axon has the slot on both sides. That can be nice if you're left-handed or if you want to thumb flick it. I don't thumb flick the Axon. I don't plan on. I don't see myself wanting to thumb flick the Impulse Mini, but I do middle finger flick both. So the fact that I've got the slot just on this side here, I think is nice, because it just makes that show side look so clean. But one thing that I think is admirable as well about Joseph's knives is that the lock side, he almost considers the show side. In fact, I think he's going to be quoted as saying the lock side kind of is the show side of the knife, because it looks oddly mechanical, and like he's put a lot of attention to the details of the aesthetics of even this side of the knife, which can sometimes be a little forgotten aesthetically, I think. So it just looks great. I just almost got myself. That is smooth. It was close to catching my thumb there. This is really good. Yes. So this is my Impulse Mini. I now am the proud owner of 2 Vero knives, which is exciting. I also have the Isotope on pre-order, so relatively soon, hopefully, if those are quick, I will be the owner of 3 Vero knives. But so far, I'm pretty freaking happy with these 2. They're a good size, truly. Yeah. They're also pretty different from each other. This being a front flipper, Wharncliffe, holes on both sides. This being a back flipper with a Tanto, which I'm also not always a big Tanto fan. It's kind of hit or miss for me. This Tanto is just stunning to look at. It looks phenomenal, and I love it. So I really, really dig it. Anyway, thanks for checking it out with me, guys. I'll have a first impressions on this in the next couple of days, and during that first impressions, I'll actually show it with a product that by the time that goes live, you'll know about, but for now I can't talk about yet because this video will probably go live before. Anyways, there'll be a cool thing to see with this during the first impressions. I'll have it side by side, and yeah, we'll see you then. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you later.